What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for stopping by the channel. So, I'm sure that you saw the title of this video. It's the masculine and feminine. And I know that this video will be a trigger for some people. But honestly, if you really watch the video, you hear it out, you'll know that it will only be a trigger for people who are still in a certain mindset. Okay. I didn't want to do this video, and I've had the information for a while. And one thing I know about the Most High is about timing with Him. And that's why it's important that you understand, how He speaks to you, how He communicates with you. It's important. And I always call it like our love language. We have a love language, and I know when he's like, nope, not yet. Um, he's like, okay, do it. So it's you have to know this, and he deals with all his children differently. And I didn't really want to do this because I know it's like a touchy subject when you start talking about masculine and feminine, especially in this community. Um, But one thing I do know about the Most High is that if I don't do what He asked me to do, or if I step out of line in any kind of way, I get a consequence right away, just like that, just like that. And I always say, look at others and say, other people could do things, and the Most High just don't. I don't see Him, get them right away. But with me, it's a consequence right away. It's almost like, you have your child and you just give them a look and they're like, okay, I got it. And this is the thing with him and I, is like he doesn't play with me. He does not play with me. If he tells me to be quiet, I need to be quiet. If he tells me, okay, you need to speak, you speak. And each and every time that I don't listen to him, there's a consequence. you know Maybe something strange will happen, or my feelings will get hurt, or somebody will be rude to me. Whereas if I would have listened to him, then I could have avoided certain things. So it's important that we really understand him and know him and understand how he communicates with us. So we're going to look at the masculine and feminine today. And, before you lash out, listen to it, listen to the video. And if you don't agree with it, you're still welcome to go to another channel. Um, you know, but just be respectful. If you can't do those things, then you will be blocked and deleted from the channel. Okay? So let's go ahead and start with this. For this cause, we also, since the day we heard it, do not cease to pray for you, and to desire that you might be filled with the knowledge of his will in all wisdom and spiritual understanding. That's Colossians 1:9. So, what I realized is that I can know something, but it doesn't mean that I understand something, right? I know how to start my car up, but that does not mean that I know how my car works. You see? A lot of people, they know the Most High and they know He loves them, but they might not know what that love looks like. And so I don't just want to know the Most High, I want to understand Him. I want to understand His nature, right? So that's what we're going to get into today. And the reason why I think that it's important that we get into this is because the Most High is calling some of you to be the first in your family to break generational curses, to discontinue cycles of dysfunction, to be leaders, to be spiritual healers. And what I mean by spiritual healers, just who you are. When people come around you, they love to talk to you. They find themselves just pouring out their heart to you. After their encounter with you, they feel empowered. They feel revived. Sometimes they might even cry tears of joy. There's something about a spiritual healer. Yeshaya had this quality because honestly, before you can heal the body, you have to heal the mind. And the Most High is calling for a lot of you to move into your gift, into what He will have you do. Your platform is your life, guys. But a lot of times, for you to move into your gift, you have to move away from everything else. You cannot lead an orchestra unless your back is to the crowd. You see this? See, if you're in the crowd, then you're part of the crowd. And a lot of times with the work that the Most High has for you to do, you got to leave the crowd. No matter, and when you leave, it's not necessarily easy. People going to talk about you. They're going to say you crazy. That's just a part of it. I remember back in 2014, I decided I was going to leave the United States and go and live in the Middle East, right? Many people was like, "Oh, you're crazy. They treat women like this over there. It's going to be awful. Are you crazy?" Just a lot of negativity. But I pressed forward. See, to them, it didn't make sense because it's like, you're going to leave your country, go to a country you've never been in, leave your family, leave everything that you know, and start a life somewhere else. Right? That seems absurd. But that was a part of the master plan. Right? I had people talk about me, say, "Oh, you need to settle down and stay here. Oh, you're just looking for yourself. You're just trying to find yourself." All kind of stuff, guys. But little did they know I was looking for God. I was looking for the Most High. And I found Him. I found Him in the beauty of the world. I remember waking up, like being on a boat in Thailand in the middle of nowhere, middle of the ocean, and seeing all these big boulders come out of the water, these big mountains, and just peace, serenity just came over me. And I'm like, this is church. This is peace. And I thank you, Most High, for wanting to show this to me. I remember going to some of these countries and seeing poverty. I mean, like real poverty, guys. And the locals would invite me to their homes. I would sit down and speak with them. And their spirit, you guys, it was always happy. They had nothing. Sometimes no running water. And they were happy. Their family unit was intact. And the Most High wanted me to see these things. He was showing me the beauty of life. And so now, let's fast forward to 2021. I'm here and I'm on my YouTube channel sharing my journey with anyone who will listen. Sometimes you have to walk away. You have to walk away from the crowd, from Babylon, from the mindset. So let's get into Gemini the Twins. And we've talked about this constellation several times on this channel. If you need to get a little more information, just go back and watch the other videos. And hopefully that will help you. Okay, so we're going to dig into Gemini just a little bit more. First of all, it's the one with the twins. But like I told you a few months back, guys, they changed the image from a man and a woman to two men. And the Greeks did this. I think it was either the Greeks or the Romans, right? Now, I guess my question to you guys is, why did they change this? Why? Why did they change it to two men? All right. So we know the Hebrew name for Gemini is actually the Amam, which means the united. And it represents the twofold nature of the Most High, the nature of Him, right? Masculine and feminine. Now, let me just go ahead and put out a disclaimer. I know that some people are going to take and turn my words around and imply that I'm saying that maybe God is a woman, Most High is a woman, and all those things. And that's not what I'm saying. So if you do that down below, I'm going to delete you from the channel. When we think about the masculine and feminine, most people always think about the vessel, the human body, the man's body, a woman's body. But what I want you to think about in this video is the actions, because we're in the spiritual right now. We're talking about the Most High. So I want you to think about the actions of masculine and the actions of the feminine. That's what I'm asking you to look at. Now, will you be able to see some of this in terms of physical aspects? Yeah. Relationship aspects? Absolutely. But what I want you to focus on right now is the actions, okay? All right. So, but from the beginning of the creation, God made them male and female. Mark 10:6. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. That's 1 Corinthians 2:14. So as I'm going through the presentation, think in terms of spiritual, okay? All right. How can we know the Most High if we don't know his nature, right? How can we know how we're supposed to be, who we're supposed to be like here on earth, if we don't really know his nature? We're children of the light, so we should be like our Father who is light. But if we don't know his nature, how can we do this? So what I want to do, I said, let's break down the masculine and the feminine. Because when you're dealing with Gemini, the Amam, the united, you're talking about the nature of the Most High, the two sides. Now, mind you, these can mean more things, but for this video, we're talking about the nature. And I told you that they changed the image, or they changed what this constellation really was, right? To two men. So let's look at some masculine traits, right? Because we're looking at the actions of masculine right now, which is the element associated with masculine would be fire. And we did a whole video on the elements a few weeks ago, right? So when you're talking about masculine, this is more associated with the left side of the brain. I believe it's the left side. I believe it's the left. Okay. So it's associated with the left side of the brain. And let's look at some of the actions of masculine: protection, provider, director, loves compliments. And when I say love compliments, I'll explain that a little bit more, because someone will be like, oh, the Most High don't need compliments. You know, he don't need you. Calm down. I'm going to explain it. Level-headed, builders, problem solvers, consistent, hero, okay? And also priest, which once I go through all of this, you'll see the priest side. All right, so then I went to the Bible and I picked out some characteristics of the Most High, right? In the masculine. So we started here with Psalms 115:11. He is their help and their shield. So here you see the protection, which is masculine. He is their help and their shield. But my God shall supply all your needs. Here you have the provider aspect of him. Remember, these are the masculine actions, right? I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight. There's a director. He goes before you. He's going to make the crooked ways straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. That's Isaiah 45:2. So here you see the masculine director side of him. Praise ye the Lord. Praise him in his sanctuary. Praise him in the firmament of his power. Praise him for his mighty acts. Praise him according to his excellent greatness. Praise him. Here is the compliment component right here. Because it's not, like in this world, we give compliments. And sometimes, like compliments are there to kind of like break down somebody. Manipulative people will use flattery and compliments to have their way with you. But in terms of compliments dealing with the Most High, compliments are really you complimenting an action, right? You're complimenting the action of him. You're complimenting his acts. You're acknowledging him. You're complimenting the things that he has done. This is masculine. And I know a lot of people are thinking, if you have someone go out and do something nice for you, you compliment it. Thank you. That was nice. Right? The compliment. So we compliment the Most High. He loves this. For God is not the author of confusion. He's level-headed. He's level-headed. This is masculine. Now, I want you all to keep in mind that with us, right? Now, I'm going to move to the carnal for a second. With man and woman, each of us, men they have more masculine, right? But they also have certain elements of feminine. Am I calling a man a woman? Absolutely not. We spoke about this a few weeks ago with the soul. Women have more feminine, but they do have elements of masculine. Okay? So when I'm speaking, I'm not just speaking about men. I'm speaking about something that is in all of us. I hope this is making sense because I know we're going to have people who just going to just get stuck on one thing of this and not really understand what I'm saying. So here you see that the masculine is more level-headed, right? For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is God. So here you see him building. The Most High builds us up. He's a builder. He's a restorer. That's the masculine. Is this not the fast that I have chosen to loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, and that ye break every yoke? Here you see he's a problem solver. See that masculine? Problem solving. He solves problems. He releases the heavy burdens. He lifts them. Those wounds that we talk about in the last video. He lets the oppressed go free. Who's oppressed right now? They are oppressed because of the enemy. The wounds, the fiery darts, the trials that the enemy puts on us. The Most High comes and he solves that problem for us. This is the masculine. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Here you have, that's Malachi 3:6. He's logical. He's not moody. He's logical. He makes sense. He's not one way today and then another way tomorrow. He doesn't change in his love for you. Not meaning that he's um hardwired. No, he doesn't change in his love for you, for us. The Most High grants each of us free will and the ability to accept and submit to him or reject him. He does not go around telling us we got to submit to him. No, he gives you the ability to decide. He knows if you're going to decide for him or not, but he still gives you that free ability. All of these makes a hero. All of these makes a high priest. This is the masculine. This is the masculine nature of the Most High. And then there are other verses, but these are just the ones that I picked out. Right? Let's go. So we're going to continue with the masculine. Acknowledge, defender, confident, makes things happen, fearless. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Acknowledge him. Acknowledge him. The masculine likes this. They want to be acknowledged. This is going to help some marriages. And of course, if we move to the physical for a minute, the men are going to say, yeah, knowledge, yeah. But remember, we all have some of these traits in us. Sisters want to be acknowledged also. People want to be acknowledged. But moving back to the Most High, this is an asker. He says, acknowledge me, come to me, and I will direct your path. Defender, the Lord shall fight for you. Ye shall hold your peace. He's a defender, a protector. Defender. This is masculine. Defend. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, I am the last, and beside me there is no God. Isaiah 44:6. So here you have, this is the masculine, it's confident. He's letting you know it's no one else beside me, it's just me. He's not in competition with anyone. He don't have to be. Now, there are other fake gods that mimic him, try to be like him. But he's telling you right here, look, I'm the first, I'm the last, I'm confident. He's confident. It's confident. He know who he is. He's God. He's the Most High. He's not in competition with anyone or anything. Confident. For with God, nothing shall be impossible. He makes things happen. He's action. With him on your side, there's nothing that you can't do if it's within his will. Nothing is impossible. This is the masculine. Nothing is impossible. They're going to make things happen. For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Fearless. Fearless. The Most High is fearless. This is the masculine side. Sound mind. Making good decisions. Judging correctly. Sound. This is masculine. This is the masculine. nature of the Most High. And when you look at all of this, he's the number one servant. In all of those things for the masculine, it was all in an act of service for us. Not over you, but serving you. He is over us, but he's serving. That's the masculine. This is the nature of the Most High. Now let's look at some of the negative masculine. All right. Combative, argumentative, antagonistic, quarrelsome. And what I did was, this is the negative side. Now, I don't want people to watch this video and say this is just men, because like I've said before, we all have aspects of the other, right? Women have aspects of masculine, men have aspects of feminine. Okay? And you know this because even your hormones, estrogen and testosterone, right? So this is not far-fetched what I'm saying. All right? But we're still in the spirit. I want you guys to think about that. So the negative, which you see with negative with masculine, which is opposite of the Most High. Argumentative, antagonistic, quarrelsome. I pulled up Proverbs 23:9 for this one because it says, "Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words." So argumentative, like these arguing with someone that is a fool is pointless, because a lot of times they're not trying to get understanding. That verse that I put up at the beginning, if we get all on wisdom and all understanding, they're not trying to get understanding. They're just trying to get their point across, and that's it. They're not coming to hear your words of wisdom. They just want to say what they want to say, and that's it. Argumentative. And you see a lot of this now, especially like as I'm looking like on, I was scrolling through YouTube the other day, and I'm seeing like a lot of these arguments like women are this and men are this. And I'm like, that's just, they're just being antagonistic. And then Proverbs 15:2 says, "The tongue of the wise use knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness." You see a lot of this now. People just say whatever they want to say. Oh, I got to say what I have to say. They don't hold their tongue. Combative, that's the negative. This is not the Most High's nature. No emotion. Egotistical, anger, resentment, sexual aggression, resentment, dominant, excessively, oppressive, pride. And pride is a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements. So because you're this, that puts you over. When you look at oppression, "For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers." Oppression. This is the negative aspect of masculinity, oppress. If you look at this and look at the government of the worlds, you can see that you can see what's ruling in the negative. One's pride will bring him low, but he who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. That's Proverbs 29:23. Ego. Ego is the negative aspect of masculine. The Most High does not operate in this nature. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. Titus 3:9. Argumentative. Foolish questions. Avoid them, you guys. Genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law. Do we not see a lot of this? This is not the nature of the Most High. This is negative masculine. It's vain. And, like I was saying, I was scrolling through YouTube and I'm seeing like these videos where, they're saying, well, black women are this, black women and you guys, I'm only mentioning it to give an example. I'm not mentioning it so we can go down below in the comments and keep harping on this. But I'm mentioning this, but I'm saying that's vain conversations. That's antagonistic. It's quarrelsome. It's vain. Genealogies. That's not the Most High's nature. This is negative. And Jesus said unto him, why callest thou me good? None is good, save one, that is God. Luke 18:19. Ego. There's only one that's good, that's the Most High. This is the negative. And these are only just a few examples. Let's take a look at feminine. Because with Gemini, it's the twins, masculine and feminine. It's not two men. And we're talking about the actions now. Yes, you will be able to see things in the carnal with this, but what I'm talking about right now is the nature of the Most High. The element associated with the feminine is water, and it deals with the right side of the brain. Creative, inspiring, empathy. I put creative twice. Sorry, guys. So when you're talking about empathy, you talk about share and understand the feelings of another. Unconditional love, passionate, intelligent, emotional. Emotions are responses to significant internal and external events. Instincts impact emotions. So a lot of times when you hear about, when you talk about emotional aspect of the feminine, it's always in a derogatory side, but emotions are just responses to significant internal and external events. And they're also impacted by your instincts. And we talked about this when we talked about the soul. Okay? So what I did is I found some Bible text so we can see the feminine nature of the Most High. Am I calling him a woman? Absolutely not. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. He's nurturing you. He's strengthening you. He's helping you, lifting you up. That's nurture. He has filled them with skill to do all kinds of work as engravers, designers, embroiderers in blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and fine linen and weavers. All of them skilled workers and designers. Here's that creativity. This is the feminine. And this is why I said, let's move to the carnal for a second. When you're thinking about us as people, whenever someone is creative, this is a feminine trait. Am I calling this person a woman? If it's a man and they manifest these things? No. This is just who we are. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Jeremiah 29:11. He's inspiring. He wants you to prosper. He wants you to have thoughts of peace towards you. When someone has a thought of peace towards you, woo, and not of evil, that's inspiring. This is the feminine. I sought the Lord and I heard him, and he delivered me from all my fears. I forgot, I missed the part here. And yeah. Empathy. He can feel your pain. He can share in your feelings. He understands them. And you know what, guys? You know, when you're dealing with someone who shows no empathy, it's not that they don't understand how you're feeling. It's just that they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't choose to. They don't care to. They can feel it. They know, but hey, they choose not to care about how you feel, to understand how you feel. The Lord had appeared of old unto me, saying, Yea, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. Jeremiah 31:3. That's that unconditional love. This is the feminine nature. And you see this a lot with women and their children. And I will talk a little bit about that because this is the healthy aspect of it, but there is an unhealthy side to this as well. Okay? And it repented the Lord that he had made man on earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Genesis 6:6. Emotional. Emotions are just the thing that we, like in emotion, the grief is an emotion. Regret, that's an emotion. And here you see this. The nature, we're talking about the nature. Here's the feminine side. And he spoke unto the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. Passionate. And if you ever read this story in number 16 about those men who brought the accusation against Moses and Aaron and them, and the Most High was like, when Moses prayed to him and took it to him, the Most High was like, look, get away. Tell everybody get away from those tents. And I'm paraphrasing. Get away from those tents because I'm about to consume them. That's passion. That's a funny story, you guys, if you read it. The Most High's like, look, get away from them. Come now and let us reason together. Isaiah 1:18. Reason means, here you see the intelligent side, the intellect. Reasoning is thinking about something in a logical and sensible way. Let's reason together. You don't need to sit down arguing. Let's reason together. Let's have a conversation. Let's discuss this logically. This is the Most High's this is the nature of the Most High. Let's reason. We don't need to argue. Let's do feminine continue. Beauty, intuitive, stormy, passionate, adoration, appreciated, intelligent, support. And I just did intelligent on the other one. The Lord searched the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So he's discerning. This is feminine. Discerns. He can see what you're not showing. We can be one way in front of people and be one way when people are not around, but the Most High still can discern your heart. This is the feminine. For indeed the Lord will come in and fire his chariots, will be like the stormy wind, to render his anger with rage and his rebuke with flames of fire. Stormy. This will be like the wrath. This is the feminine. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as a man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Beauty. The Most High sees you. He sees the beauty in you. This is the feminine, you guys. He sees you. And sometimes a lot of women, I'm going to say this, a lot of women, sometimes when they meet people, this is their wish that, can you just see me? See me. Beauty. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Appreciate. Appreciate him. This is the feminine. Appreciate. Don't wait till something is not here. Appreciate it now. Appreciate. The Most High wants to feel appreciated also by us, guys. Just to use a personal example, I was talking to someone the other day about the Most High, and just a regular conversation, and I went off into the beauty of the Most High, and I was just the awe of the Most High. And the person I was talking to, they changed the subject and started talking about something else. And I didn't say anything, but I went home and I was just like, wow, Most High, like, they didn't even get it. They didn't even get it. Like, the beauty of you. They didn't even get it. And little did I know that even that week, the Most High was revealing some things to me. He was basically, essentially showing me his heart towards me. And in the revelation process of it, I was like, wow. And then I moved on to something else. And as I was putting this lesson together, or this presentation together, and then I thought about the appreciate part, it hit me like, Naima, you was so like thrown back at while the person who you was talking to, they didn't understand the beauty of the Most High. But here you had the Most High himself revealing his heart towards you, because you'd asked him, you said, Most High, I want to understand you. And he's showing you, and you were just like, oh, okay, yeah, wow, and moved on. So I had to really go internal, guys, and I had to say, apologize to the Most High and love on him and appreciate him and thank him and love on him for showing me his heart towards me. See? And a lot of times, if we take it in the physical, you have men who do pour out their hearts, and sometimes it's like it's ignored, and vice versa. And that's like the worst feeling. And so I just sat there and I said, Most High, please forgive me. And I loved on him. I appreciate you, Most High. I appreciate what you do in my life. I appreciate you showing me the love you have for me, specifically in showing me these things. And I'm not going to go into what he was showing me, but I had to step back, you guys. This is all a part of us really, really understanding our Father, making our relationship with him personal. We could read these words all day, but unless we see these words come live in our life, we see it in our life, we see the action, we see the handiwork of the Most High in our life. O Lord, thou art my God. I will exalt thee. I will praise thy name. For thou hast done wonderful things. thy counsels of old are faithfulness and truth. Adoration. Adoration. That's the feminine. Adore. Most High, you so beautiful. You're so loving. You're so kind. There's none like you, Most High. This is the feminine. The feminine loves this too. Not vain words. Not saying this with an agenda, but you really believe this. You really know this. This is in your heart. The Lord executed righteousness and judgment for all that are oppressed. See? Oppression. He doesn't deal with oppression, guys. He does not deal with oppression. Esau deals with oppression. People deal with oppression, but the nature of the Most High is not oppression. He does not like that. And so as I'm going through this, these are the things that this is how we measure ourselves. Because I told you, I am so interested, I'm so focused now on the soul. The Most High, we measure ourselves by Him, by knowing Him, His nature, who He is. Some negative for feminine: hysterical, out of control, over emotional, shy, timid, scary. See that? Timid and scary. That's negative feminine. Lack of courage and confidence. That's negative. I know some people have been told something else, but that's negative. That's negative feminine. Obsessive, indecisive, complaining, insecure. When you're insecure, you're not firmly fixed. You're liable to give way or break. And you know what? When you see an insecure, if you think about animals, when you have an animal that is insecure, they will bite. You hear what I'm saying to you guys? An insecure animal will bite. Am I calling anyone an animal? No. They'll lash out. They'll be hysterical, over emotional, insecure, unstable. They break apart easily. This is not the Most High. Spacey, flaky. That's not the Most High. It's nature. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So when you're hysterical and out of control, you're not moving like your Father. And remember, this does not just mean for women. Okay? But it is talking about the feminine in a negative. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. So you're not shy. We're not shy. We're not supposed to be. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1:8. Indecisive, spacey, flaky. No. You're supposed to be rooted, confident, not arrogant, confident. Ye shall make ye shall make you no idols. That's Leviticus. Obsessive. If you're in an obsessed state, then you have an idol. You see? Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearts. Gossiping, complaining. Right now, you guys, we're just taking self inventory, right? We're seeing who the Father is, his nature, right? And we're taking self inventory of ourselves, our relationships, and the people that we even have around us. Imagine if we went into every situation with all wisdom and all understanding. The pains that we have in life, we would not have some of them. If we went into situations asking the Most High, hey, for all wisdom, all understanding. So not just knowing something, but then really understanding it. See, a lot of the arguments and the pains that we have today, we would not have them. A lot of the arguments we wouldn't have if we use the principle, do not speak in the presence of fools. A lot of the issues and the things that we have in our life, if we were to use those principles of whatsoever things, not whatsoever, but the fruits of the Spirit, self-control, patience, kindness, if we use those, we would not have some of the pains that we had in life. If we really understood the Most High's nature, we wouldn't have some of the problems that we have in life. And here's just a masculine and feminine, the strengths and the weaknesses of all. You guys can screenshot this, right? Balance is power and brings peace. The remnant has to be balanced because your father is balanced. Your father is balanced. And when you're operating in balance, you guys, you're operating in peace. And that's power. That's power. See, sound mind. And even if your own body, if you have too much testosterone or too much estrogen, that is an imbalance. And that's what the enemy wants. He wants imbalance all the way around. But your father, who we're supposed to be like, is balanced. Masculine, feminine. Masculine and feminine are both equally important and necessary. To be balanced, to get things done, and to have healthy relationship, both the masculine and the feminine need to be present. If one side of your brain is masculine, one side of the other brain is feminine, they both have to be balanced. Just like you should have a man and a woman in the home to raise a child. It gives them the balance. Our society is not balanced. We just need to realize when and how much of each energy is necessary. The key is balance, a dance between the two, and knowing where and when to use each. Gemini, the almond, the united, unity with yourself. You have to balance yourself first. Then you have balance with your fellow man, and then with your Most High, your power, your God. Look here, we talked about these. Fire, air, masculine, feminine, water, earth. And then they come together, balance. Yeah, they took this from you. Yeah, it was stolen because they're not balanced at all. The enemy does not want balance because balance is power. It's power. Even the relationships that we form, you guys, we have to vet them. And the Most High has to bring your relationships together. Because what a lot of people fail to realize that the Most High creates power marriages. You see that all throughout the Bible. And if I wrote a book, and you guys, it's on Amazon, you could check it out, and you can see where the Most High used masculine and feminine to do some supernatural things. A lot of people, they get married and they just, that's just it. But no, your marriage is supposed to be utilized for the kingdom. Your marriage should have a purpose in the kingdom. You're to be working. So if I'm operating in my gift, you're operating in yours, it comes together and we working for the Most High. That's how he does this thing. That's how he does this thing. But he got everybody off, but the enemy got everybody off balance. Men are this, women are that. That's negative. Conversation is vain. And the remnant should have no part in any of that right now, because a nation divided against itself will not prosper. A nation that is balanced, you love the sisters and you love the brothers. And we all try to understand the other. That's that empathy. See? Who gives you your identity? Identity is the qualities, beliefs, personality, looks, and expression that make up a person. So see, what has happened is the enemy has given us our identities. Your qualities, your beliefs, your personalities, how you look, how you're supposed to look. That's all coming from the enemy. TV. Personality refers to the combination of qualities, the attitude and behavior that makes a person distinct from others. Here's some personality types: helpful, nurturing, creative, caring, logical, gentle, action oriented, problem solver. So, here with the personality, you see masculine and feminine. Character refers to a set of moral and mental qualities and beliefs that make a person different from others. Right? So, character is more about who you are when the lights are off. Who are you? Are you like the Most High, or are you like the God of this world, the enemy? Are you honest? Are you loyal, respectful, responsible, humble, compassion? Are you fair? Because see, what you understand about the personality types, just because somebody is helpful, creative, and gentle does not mean that they are morally a good person. Personality, who we seem to be. Character represents who we actually are, who gives us our identity. And remember, all of this is dealing with the soul, which is what the enemy is after. Your personality, all of that is right here in the soul. Who are you? Who are you supposed to be? Children of the light, who are we supposed to be? Ego, see, that's carnal. It's a person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. And that's from the enemy, guys. The carnal part of it, the negative aspect of ego. Self-esteem, your self-importance, your self-worth, your self-respect, your self-conceit. That's ego. Ego tries to give you identity, but the Most High is supposed to give you identity. All of those scriptures that we just went through showing the Most High's nature, that's your identity. That's who you are. That's who you're supposed to be. But ego comes in and gives you your identity through your status, your degrees, careers, materialistic things, gender. Ego can be defined in the simple terms as how you see yourself. This is how the particular individual thinks, feels, and distinguishes himself from the rest. And then you have pride, on the other hand, is a feeling one may get after an accomplishment. Let me give you guys an example of ego. Paul, he gave counsel on marriage, but he was never married. Now, there were people that was probably saying, how could Paul be counseling us on marriage and he never was married? That's true. And yes, by experience, they have been married, yes. But the Most High gave Paul the wisdom, the knowledge and understanding to be able to explain this. Now, experience does not trump wisdom. So if you had people in that time that would say, oh, you were never married, I was married, so I know more about this. That's the ego. That's their ego. They've tied their identity into the experience as ego. Wisdom does not, experience does not trump wisdom. When I first came into the truth, I was worshiping with the body. And from the minute you walked in, people was like, oh, I've been in this longer. I've been in this for 5-6 years. So I know. And it's like, the first shall be last and the last shall be first. That's ego speaking. An example of balance would be Ahaya. When he healed, he had compassion. And then there was the other side of him that told the brother, hey, how can you be some big person in Israel and you don't know these things? I can't even explain spiritual things to you. He was a healthy balance of masculine and feminine. A prophet is a teacher of known truth. A seer is a perceiver of hidden truth. A revelator is a bearer of new truth. And these are also would be people who would probably have balance. You would have to. The real ones. Because the Most High not going to give you something if you're not even have the capacity to understand this balance. See? This is more for us to go inside and search ourselves. The children of the light, we have to bring the light back into this world. We have to be balanced, because when you're balanced, you operate like your Father and you're operating in power. Sis, why are you telling us all of this? Why, sis, are you now so focused on the soul and getting prepared? Let's talk a little bit. So an illusion is a distortion of the senses, which can reveal how the human brain normally organizes and interprets sensory stimulation. So many of you know that story. They call it a fable, but it's not a fable. When you put a frog in a pot of water and then you gradually turn up the heat, the frog will not know it's being boiled. And so the reason why it is so important, you guys, that we work through what we need to work through with our soul, get cleansing, healing, because those spirits have been released. These demons have been released in this earth. A lot of people are waiting for one big climactic event, but they've been released. And what's happening is they gradually, you guys, turning up the heat. So by the time the spiritual warfare is intensified, that's not the time for you to be trying to get healing and work on yourself. See, that's why so many distractions. I love talking about prophecy and all those things, you guys, but we cannot neglect the work of the soul, because see, when this pressure, because the closer we get to Yeshua's coming, the more intensified the spiritual warfare is going to be. And a lot of people, yes, this is Esau's trouble. So, but I want you to understand that, yes, it is Esau's trouble, but the spiritual warfare is going to intensify. Yeah, the fiery darts are going to come. They're going to come big time. They already started with a lot of us. Faith. By now, everyone should be having experience with faith with the Most High. You're going to need it very shortly. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. See, what the enemy knows, without faith, it's impossible to please him. So what he's going to do, what he is doing, and what he's going to turn up even more, he's going to start sending more cycles of negative thoughts to you. The Most High going to give you a word, and he going to come and hit it with some negativity, because without faith, it's impossible to please the Most High. So he uses tools of fear, doubt, anxiety to deplete your faith. That's why I always say, you guys, you have to know how the Most High speaks to you. And you have to just give it to the Most High. When that feeling of that negative thought comes in, Most High, do you see what I'm just thinking? Cast down all imaginations, everything, every thought that's not of you. See, when you have faith, you're expecting. You're in expectation. And expectation is a strong belief that something is going to happen. But what the enemy is going to come and do, oh, Yeshaya ain't coming back. You don't have to work on these little foxes in your life. This word the Most High put in your spirit, nah, it ain't. You ain't got. That's not true. That's Most High not going to do this for you. See, those are the fiery darts. When you're in sorrow, the Most High says, "Hey, I'm trust my love," and then the enemy is on the other end. He don't care about you. Most High don't care about you. This is why it's important for you to understand his nature, the protection that he gives, the love that he gives towards you. In the redeeming of the soul, you have to have masculine and feminine, guys. We have to put on the whole armor of God, you all. The spiritual warfare is going to intensify. And I'm so concerned. I am more concerned about us being prepared. See, when you understand the Most High has two different speeds, one is like slow and steady. You can go in scripture and see it. And then the next is like suddenly, speedily, quickly. He'll over, like things just happen. Time just speed up out of nowhere. Bam, calamity, deliverance. You guys, I love you so very much. And I pray that you understood this presentation. I don't come to you and talk to you about things that I haven't seen firsthand with the Most High. Come out of Babylon. Come out of the mindset. Come out. Work out your own salvation. And when you look up that word, salvation is your own deliverance. We don't have time to be looking at anybody else's stuff. You have to be looking at you. We have to be looking at us. Where are we? I love you guys so very much. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting Helping Hands for Ahaya. Thank you for supporting the book, you guys. Put on the armor of the Most High God. Take this time, guys, to really get to know him. Use the principles that he gave you. Vet the people in your life. Check your ego. Check the fruits. Thank you, guys. Shalom.